Hello YouTube, I'm Quantem and welcome to my Batman Arkham Asylum walkthrough. This is the first of two videos showing how to find and get through Killer Croc's lair, as well as getting through the third and final Scarecrow World. The video starts just as we enter the Arkham Mansion to find out the location of the Killer Croc's lair. So once you make it out of the botanical gardens and past all the killer plants, you have to get into the mansion. You just simply get into it, but like the way you did before, through the upper vent. You then work your way across using the vertical ascension gun, and then you get into the main room. From here, you have to zigzag your way across the gantries to get to the guard at the end, who tells you where it is at the bottom of the intensive treatment room. After this, you just work your way back out and head to Arkham North, and that's how you get into the building there. This is a pretty standard fight. There's 10 guys, and you have only one guy with a cal prod, so it's not that bad. Again, just work your way around, trying to avoid getting hit too much. And if you do kind of get stuck in a rut where they seem to be like kind of ping-ponging you between them, just jump to the edge, and that'll really let you reset and kind of start from, start a new rhythm going. And remember, jumping over people does work as a counter, although it doesn't let you increase your strike count, but it does, it does give you the room that you need sometimes.
You want some?
Now that you beat him, you can continue on to Arkham North. The way this shows the sniper's on top, and that's how you get through. The way to get up there is to use the vertical or horizontal ascension gun and just zip line over. The sniper does make it trickier because he has that the gun. Basically, the way that works is if the beam touches you, he fires and hits you. It does do quite a bit of damage, so you really have to be pretty quick about it. If he doesn't see you right off, it'll scan around looking for you. That's why you want to use detective vision. I could have, if I wanted to, right there, jump back down to get all the plants for extra experience, but at this point I really didn't need it, so I didn't bother. Now once you're inside, you just work your way through the labyrinth until you get to the next stealth challenge. Now this stealth challenge I do find probably one of the hardest because I tend to use a lot of the grappling from to the gargoyles to get away. You don't have to, and this won't let you because of the bombs. Basically, you can only be there for a few seconds before they explode. What I should have done here is once I knocked him out, use the horizontal zip line to go all the way to the other side of the room. And that would have really saved me a lot of hassle because they do find me pretty quick and start shooting. The only tricky part about this room is the gargoyles are bombed. So I like to work from the center point, kind of using that as the high. And because there's a lot of gantries, I do also use my grapple gun quite a lot to yank him over the sides. Now here I was trying to land on top of him. I should have done a crouched land, and if you want to see me, and I could have just done an invisible stealth kill or stealth knockout, but I didn't manage it. And here I just, you know, knock him out and get back to the top. That's kind of the pattern I use in this particular level. And like always, there are tons of ways to do this. This is just the way I chose to do it. Now what happens here is interesting. Or, yeah, interesting. What I do is I try to pull him over the edge, but he ends up straddling the banister. I then, okay, so I get over there, try to get to a point where I can take him down, but he stands up and falls to the bottom. And I've never actually seen that, but it was interesting to me because, you know, I mean, he didn't get any shots, but again, I didn't get any knockouts either.
Batman, you hear me? Show yourself! You're crazy to try to get in here.
You may want to go west and check out the walkway. While you're there, keep going.
You heard Joker! Sure
this is something else I like to do is to take down through glass. Very flashy. But once you're down there, you tend to you're kind of exposed. So I quickly duck into a duct. Now, as you can see, they could have seen me right there if I hadn't moved out of the way and they came in there. They would have shot me very quickly. So it's always important to, once you think you're in cover, move a little bit to a place you know you're in cover. That way you keep your stealth bonus. Now here I try to do the grapple. I find that once they dodge it once, unless you wait a while, they're going to keep dodging it. So at this point, I just throw a batarang at him and jump on him and do a ground pound. Get the last guy down. All you gotta do is run over and disarm the bomb, which lowers the security gates, which allows you to go to the next part. I forgot that for a second in this video, so I went to the gate, found that it was closed, really crud, ran back, and now here I am trying to disarm it. Now, the part coming up here where you enter Scarecrow's World for the last time actually scared a bunch of people in the beginning because it does this weird thing here and then scrambles, and for a while people thought that their console systems were messed up, and then so it wasn't until the cinematic where Joker's driving Batman to the asylum that you realize, okay, something's up. So here we are back into the world. This particular one isn't particularly tricky. It's just a matter of staying out of sight of his gaze again. Although there are several points where you're attacked by skeletons, and they fall pretty easy. So you just kind of have to work your way around, work your way through them.
Joker aimed to take over this bunker. Like many of us, I thought he was crazy. When he outlined his vision of a hospital dedicated to ensuring inmates remain loopy for as long as possible, I thought he was wacky. He down, Fraser got a new smile. I decided he had a point. Situated in a small island in Gotham Bay, we stopped at nothing to ensure no screwballs fly the coop. Recent successes with Bruce Wayne, a classic case of split personality if I ever saw one, have cemented our reputation as a pioneering slaughterhouse. Our head of research, Dr. Crane, has made no real progress, but he seems to enjoy his work, so what the hell. Our new patients ward is manned by Waylon Jones. I'm assured that he's cured almost every patient sent to him and boasts empty beds in all
On
his
this part,
wards.
you really don't have any time to spare because you have to go make a move where you kind of come closer to the player. You really have to time it just right for it to work out. It took me a few times when I first did it, and it's just a matter of practice.
When I first heard the Joker aimed to take over this bughouse, like many of us, I thought he was crazy. When he outlined his vision of a hospital dedicated to ensuring inmates remain loopy for as long as possible, I thought he was wacky. But he held me down and laser cut a new smile on my face. I decided he had a point. Situated in a small island in Gotham Bay, we stopped at nothing to ensure no screwball flight occurred. Recent successes with Bruce Wayne, a classic case of split personality if I ever saw one, have cemented our reputation as a pioneering slaughterhouse.
Now these elevators, you do have to be careful. Just because you're lower doesn't mean you can't see them. I have been caught in mid-zip grapple up before, so make sure that you zip away before you run up there and zip your line your way up there.
I think you need a little more. Tell me what do you still have to beat? Show me see.
Okay, so another fight. This one comes in waves, where the first wave is a bunch of small skeletons. The second wave is a Titan skeleton, and then the third one is a combination of the two. None of it very hard. You just kind of have to work your way around, countering and jumping when needed. Remember though, when you do a takedown on a small skeleton, while other small skeletons will not attack you, the Titan one will still charge you, causing damage and interrupting your takedown. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you, after this fight ends, I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys in part 2 of the search for the Crocs Lair.